and right arrow keys. Then press Ctrl. New game. Load game. You have reached frozen depths, frozen sea. Saving point. You saved the game, fraudulent stalagmites. The battle ends. Elyon gains 250 experience points. Press Say you fraudulent stalagmites. The battle ends. Elyon gains saving frozen blood. Along the frozen sea, Elyon notices a pool of blood. It's completely frozen. He gets closer. Since it's preserved so well by the ice, Elyon can extract it and get some fresh blood. Elyon gets 2 blood vials. You opened the inventory page. 56. Blood vial. You're back in the map. Fraudulent. Saving. You saved the game. Fraudulent stalagmite. Horizon to the blazing fortress. Horizon. Even if the cold air blurs his sight, Elyon can see in the distance the walls of the castle of Dracula. This frozen sea is not endless, after all. Even if to the north exit, west exit, east exit, west, north exit. The wind is much too strong and cold. It's not possible to proceed further. Perhaps they should check the 2 peaks nearby. The wind is west exit. They climb the left peak, which is shielded from the wind. On the way there is some sludge. To be precise, nitrogen sludge. Since they are on a middle state between solid and liquid, they are extremely cold. The cold they emanate is so intense that, just for the fact of being so close, Elyon's blood vials are frozen. In case of battle against them, he won't be able to heal himself. You have reached frozen depths, left wing. Nitrogen sludge. The battle begins. More than 75% life points. The battle ends. Elyon gains 230 experience. You opened the inventory page. 56. Blood vial. You opened You're back in the map. Frozen limbs. There are many humanoid limbs which have been detached and are still there, frozen by the place. The way they have been detached looks pretty much the same as when liquid nitrogen freezes a body part, and then it gets hit. There are icy path. The path in which those sludges keep going back and forth is very smooth and slippery. It requires a lot of caution, or Elyon will slip down from the peak. The path in nitrogen sludge. The battle begins. Less than 75% life points. Less than 75% life points. The battle ends. Elyon gains 230 frozen limbs. Ice up to the frozen sea ice edge. The edge points toward the space between the two peaks. It seems quite frail. Maybe with a strike, Elyon could make part of it collapse from both peaks and hinder the flow of the wind. After spending some time, Elyon and Alucard hit a precise point of the edge, and it crumbles below. Half of the space between the peaks is covered with the ice that they made crumble. The time they spent to achieve this result was worth it, after all. To the frozen sea ice edge. The edge is crumbled. Now they should do the same with the other peak. To the frozen sea. You have reached. You saved the east exit. They climb the right peak, which is shielded from the wind. On the way there's some ice demons. They look like winged humanoids. Their limbs are covered with ice, and they can use a freezing breath. If Elyon gets caught with it, then he won't be able to dodge anymore. You have reached frozen depths. Anchor. From the ice sticks out an anchor. Elyon can't tell whether the ship is missing or is buried below the peak. From the ice demon, the battle begins. The battle ends. Elyon gains 220 experience points. Press control. Anchor. Ice demon. The battle begins. Less than 75% life points. The battle ends. Elyon gains 220 experience points. Elyon gets blood anchor. I said huge skeleton. What kind of beast was the owner of that skeleton? Now it's part of the peak. The ice structure was probably formed after that of the skeleton. What kind? Ice edge to the frozen sea. You have saving frozen. You saved the game. East egg. You to the frozen depths to the ice edge. As Elyon and Alucard get close to the edge, suddenly an air displacement warns them of the menace. They immediately jump to their left, just in time to dodge a giant beam of frozen air. They have been ambushed by a huge creature, which was hidden in the ice. It seems like an undead theropod, not too different from the infamous Tyrannosaurus Rex, but not exactly the same. His skin is torn apart. Many parts of his body are hollow inside. His ribs are exposed and his arms are missing. Alucard recognizes that creature. He's called Geragoth. He can suck the air nearby and compress it into energy, which shoots as a beam, like the one they just dodged. The missing skin next to the jaws makes it look like Geragoth is smiling. A creepy smile, of course, especially combined with his hollow eyes. Elyon and Alucard are ready for the battle. The creature roars at them. As he opens his jaws wide, his facial skin retreats until his whole cranium, still covered with flesh, is completely exposed. Then he rushes toward them. The battle begins. More than 7. Less than 75%. Less than more than 75. Less than 50%. Less than 75% life points. the left arrow to load the last saved game. You have reached East Road. You have to the frozen ice edge. The battle begins. Less than 50% life. Percent life points. Less than 50% life points. Less. 100% life points. Less than 75% life points. Less than 50% life points. More than 75%. Less than 75% life points. Less than 75% life points. The battle ends. Elyon gains 800 experience points. Elyon gets Blood Vial. Press Control to continue. With a combined action, Elyon and Alucard finally manage to break the cranium and pierce the brain of Geragoth. He doesn't move anymore and falls onto the ledge, which cannot handle his weight. The ledge crumbles and falls down, along with the creature. The space below is almost completely covered. They should be able to handle the wind now. To the frozen ice edge, to the anchor, to Hugh, up to the frozen sea. You have reached frozen west exit, north exit. Now that the flow is weakened, Elyon and Alucard can proceed toward the creature. On closer look, it almost seems like an angel, but perhaps the term fallen angel fits better. He has 3 heads, and they all stare at Elyon and Alucard. Below the belly, the rest of his body is under the level of the ground. According to Alucard, in order to proceed, they need to enter inside his body. You have reached Frozen Depths, bottom, palace. Along the way there's a huge palace. Now it's covered completely with ice, which is transparent enough to be able to see through it. Along the way, unknown being. What is that huge thing below the frozen sea? Elyon can see the shadow through the almost transparent ice of the sea above which he's walking. He cannot discern its shape, but it's upside down, and it's crawling along the other side of the ice, as if gravity was inverted for that being. Even if it keeps following them, Alucard tells him that they shouldn't waste time and energy on creatures that cannot reach them. What is that? What is... Fallen angel to the frozen sea. Fallen angel. The closer Elyon and Alucard get, the bigger that fallen angel gets. That colossus is going to attack them. They dodge him with a lateral jump, then they split. Alucard will keep 2 heads busy. Elyon will focus on the 3rd head. Now that Elyon is close enough, he can see that the heads are continuously crunching the souls of the dead of this place. That would be a terrible way to start their afterlife. But they won't lose. The battle begins. Less than 75%. Less than 75%. Less than 50% life points. Less than... The battle ends. Elyon gains 1,200 experience points. Elyon gets Blood Vial. Press Control to continue. In the end, they manage to defeat the colossal creature. The three heads faint. One of them has its mouth still open. After some time, that head has a sudden spasm. A giant soul comes out from its mouth. It seems like it's escaping from the body. It flies away and disappears from this place. Elyon wonders if what just happened is okay. Alucard replies that he has no need to chase that soul. Now they should enter inside that mouth. The top of the castle shouldn't be very distant. To the frozen sea. To the frozen sea. You have set you frozen east exit, west exit, north exit. You have into the frozen depths palace, into the fallen angel. The fallen angel lost consciousness, but he could wake up sooner or later. To the frozen sea, into the mouth. They enter inside a mouth, and then they quickly proceed inside, paying extra attention to not touch the gastric juice. Now Elyon and Alucard are inside the intestine. The path is tortuous. On the way they meet some minced soul, perhaps the nourishment of that creature. Seems like they are aggressive, despite their conditions. The path is also hindered by a group of huge intestinal villi. You have reached fallen body, intestine, minced souls. The battle begins. The battle ends. Press Control to get stomach. This huge organic cage should be the stomach. Elyon must watch his step. The bottom of it is filled with gastric juices, except for the fact that they are pitch black. He doesn't even want to know what happens if he falls inside. He quickly passes through it before it can close. This huge minced souls. The battle begins. The battle ends. Press Control. Stomach. Steel chunk. That giant piece of steel is deeply embedded in a wall of the intestine. The wound is still spilling blood. It will probably never heal. That's hellish villus. battle ends. Elyon gains 280 experience points. Elyon gets blood vial. Press control. You open experience point. Elyon reached level 8. 2,880 XP. You're back in the map. To the frozen depths. Hellish Villas. The battle ends. Elyon gains 200. Steel stomach. Hellish Villas. %100 life. The battle ends. Elyon gains 280 to the frozen depth to the rectum. As they proceed, the path becomes more narrow and even dirty. Alucard is in a bad mood. At the end of it, there's a slightly wide area. On the other side, there's a giant and stinky mass. Since there's no other path, Elyon will get closer to examine that mass. You have reached fallen body, rectum. You open life points, experience points. Elyon reached level 8. 2,300. Your ceiling. The ceiling is actually not very different from the walls, just less dirty. The ceiling floor. The floor is mushy and dirty, of course. The floor, stinky mass, narrow breach. It seems like a passage, but that stinky mass blocks the way. Stinky mass. Elyon gets close enough, but stops a few meters away. That giant mass stinks too much. To be precise, it's literally a mass of fecal matter, which is even mixed with blood. Alucard is disgusted and won't dare to get as close as Elyon did. Suddenly, the mass starts to move. That thing is a golem. Elyon surely preferred a rematch against the crystal one. Each swing of his arms makes some piece of its body detach. Alucard won't join the battle. Embittered for hearing this, Elyon prepares for the battle. The battle Elyon is poised. Less than 50% life points. Elyon is poised. The battle ends. Elyon gains 700 experience points. Press Control to continue. The putrid falls apart. It's dead. Elyon is searching for a way out when he notices that Alucard has disappeared. It is very unlikely that he ran away. To the intestine, ceiling, to the narrow breach. Elyon checks the narrow breach. The organic walls are closed at the moment, but they can be opened, applying some force to them. Since they automatically close, he cannot use the mist relic, but maybe with the wolf relic he can pass through them, if he gains some speed. Will Elyon use the wolf relic? Press the left, Elyon morphs into a wolf, and then rushes towards the breach. As Elyon hits the organic walls, they open easily and he passes through. When the path opens, a very strong wind current arrives from behind, giving him a great surge. Elyon exits the narrow path with a huge leap. He's inside a dense and dark sea of stinking liquid. His charge is strong enough to emerge from that sea without swimming. When he's outside the sea and reaches the land, Elyon is completely covered with that smelly liquid. But that's not even the worst thing. He just realized he emerged from the poison swamp. And now he's at the beginning of it. Elyon is wildly barking out loud. He's so angry that he even forgot to turn back into a dhampir. Since even in dhampir shape he's still dirty, he will have to do something about that on the way, probably when he returns inside the frozen sea. You have saved Poisonous to Poisonous Swamp too. You have You have to Poisonous. You have to Flaggy Poisonous Boat. You have reached Blade to Poisonous Wooden Great Door, North Exit. You have West, South Exit. West Exit. You have Gate, blazing. You have reached saving. You saved the game. You are in game progression 80%. You're back in the fraudulent stalagmites. More than 75% life points. The battle ends. Press Control. Saving fraudulent stalagmites. The battle ends. Press Control. Saving. Use horizon. Even if the cold. Eve to the blazing north egg west east. Saving east egg. You have anchor frozen from the ice sticks out from ice demon. The battle begins. More than 75% life points. More than 75% life points. The battle ends. Elyon, anchor, ice demon. The battle begins. Less than 75% life points. Less than... Less... Less than 75% life points. Less than 75%. The battle ends. Elyon gate. Anchor. Huge skeleton. What kind? What? Ice edge. The edges are crumbled to the frozen sea. You have saved you from east exit, west exit, east exit. West exit. East. You have anchor frozen death to the frozen sea. East, west, You have nitrogen sludge. The battle begins. More than 75% life points. Less than 75% life points. The battle ends. Elyon, frozen limbs. Icy path. The path in which... The path... Nitrogen sludge. The battle begins. Less than 50% life points. The battle ends. Elyon gate frozen icy ice to the frozen ice edge. The edges are the edge to the frozen sea, frozen limb. You have used west exit, north exit. You have palace. Along the way there's unknown being. What is that? What is fallen angel to the frozen into the mouth to fall the fallen angel to in palace into you have reached to the rectum. You have to the fallen body, rectum, narrow brick floor. Where did Alucard go? He might... Elyon checks the floor closer. One point in particular is quite spongy. He has an idea. Perhaps he could attempt to pass through it with the mist relic. It's worth... In mist form, Elyon somehow manages to pass by osmosis through the floor. When he gets out from there, he lands on the bottom of the spine. Despite just passing through an organic wall, all around the place there's just the spine and the other bones nearby. It's like part of the organs and flesh are missing. That's why this area is a huge cavity. Alucard is there. He was waiting for Elyon. Meanwhile, he looked around the place. It seems like the path proceeds toward the head. He warns Elyon about those ribs. They move on their own and attempt to pierce any intruder. Also, they can chase the target moving along the spine. You have reached fallen body, spine. Saving point. You saved the game, flesh wall. Elyon had to turn into mist to pass through it. Alucard shouldn't be able to morph with the relics, or the time spell will break. When Elyon asked him, he replied that he used the DHR method. But Elyon doesn't have any idea what Alucard was talking about. Elyon had void. Below the spine, which looks like a bridge, there's nothing. Just a void. According to the structure, that should be the back of the body. Yet from outside it was visible. Elyon, below the spine, which looks like a bridge, there's nothing. Just a void. According to the structure, that should be the back of the body. Yet from outside it was visible. Elyon really can't understand the structure of this whole place. It just doesn't make sense. Stray rib. The battle. The battle ends. Elyon gains 2. Broken rib. Stray rib. The battle begins. More than 7. The battle ends. Elyon gains 260 experience points. Press control to the brain. Elyon and Alucard, walking through the spine, enter inside the head. They are in a huge cranium, so they're walking on the brainstem. Alucard tells Elyon to watch out for that dark matter. In the middle of the path, it's possible to notice its presence. It's very wide. Dark matter doesn't have an actual shape, but it keeps expanding, engulfing any organic substance which comes into contact with it. You have reached fallen body, brain, cranium. Elyon notices some holes over there on the cranium. Their shape is circular. Elyon notices brain piece. That part of the brain shouldn't be there. Actually, it doesn't exist in humanoid brains. Maybe it's just due to the nature of this creature. That part of dark matter to the spine. Dark matter. After a thorough inspection, they come to the conclusion that there's no way to get around the dark matter. They must open a breach in it and pass through it. Even if dark matter is not sentient, it will still pulsate and react to every solicitation. So they must be cautious. More than 75% life points. Elyon gains 600 experience points. Elyon increases his experience level. Press Control to continue. It was a difficult task, but they managed to extract part of the dark matter. That opened a wide breach that allows their passage through it safely. It's not a good idea to waste time, though. It will close sooner or later, and will expand further. It's just a matter of time. To the spine, dark matter. To the eyes. Elyon and Alucard reach the eyes. They can see through them. There's a gallery and the walls of the castle. The exit is there. Alucard says that they must exit from there, whether they cut an eye or pass behind it. Elyon will go for the second option. Going out through an eye, they enter inside a gallery. Seems like they finally returned inside the actual castle. They walk through a very long gallery which is made entirely with marble. An architectural masterpiece. After a while, on the path they meet a couple of knights. It seems like it won't be possible to pass beyond without defeating them. The golden armour which covers their entire body. The great sword which they wield with a single hand. Their posture. There's no doubt. Alucard tells Elyon that they are the so-called Guardians, the strongest guards of the whole army of Dracula. Their skill and power is unmatchable compared to the other monsters. With a swing they can leave a trail of blue flames. On their right hand they can materialize a flat shield which is made of an unbreakable material. They stand there in a mighty stance, waiting for the moment in which Elyon and Alucard will dare to challenge them. You have reached Castle, Marble Gallery. You open experience points. Elyon reached level 9. 17,600 experience for the next level. You're back in the map. Meta Guy is here, at the top of Dracula's castle. Elyon wants to know how he managed to arrive here, but he replies that he just opened the entrance door and found himself there. He just wanted to take a look at the castle and, actually, he knew that he would meet Elyon. First of all, he congratulates him for his progress. Then he warns him that he's about to end his journey. Unless he's satisfied with it, there's still some secret quest and superboss to discover around the nation. Metaguy even tells Elyon that if he manages to defeat 3 superbosses in particular, then he will give Elyon a special reward. Those 3 creatures are a monster which loves to collect heads, a demon which lives inside the heart of a dragon, a thing that shouldn't even exist. Metaguy wishes Elyon good luck on his hunt. Floating eye. In the distance, there's a floating creature which resembles an eye with a tail. It just stares at Elyon from a distance and follows him everywhere inside the gallery. In the distance, pendulum clocks. Many pendulum clocks are displayed in 2 parallel rows at the edges of the gallery. The silence of the room is interrupted only by their perfectly timed ticking. Guardian. The battle begins. More than 75% life points. Elyon gains 500 experience points. Elyon gets Blood Vial. Press Control. Guardian. The battle begins. More than 75% life points. Less than 75% luck. More than 75% luck. More than 75% life points. More than 70. Elyon gains 500 experience points. Elyon gets to the last stairway. At the end of the gallery, the path is suddenly illuminated from an intense moonlight. They are outside. From here there's an outstanding sight. The night sky is crystal clear, since there's no trace of mankind's technology. No matter where Elyon looks, it's a starry sky of which he almost lately forgot about. Anyway, the full moon is there in all its beauty, and looks even bigger than usual. It's very high from there. There's only a great and long stairway which separates them from the throne room, situated in the last room of the castle, built in a floating tower, separated from the rest of the whole structure. The surface of the stairway is covered with a crimson carpet. This is the infamous stairway which vampire hunters of any era crossed before fighting the most important battle of their existence. Alucard stopped next to the edge of the stairway, looking toward the moon. Seems like he's lost in thought. You have reached castle, last stairway. Saving point. You saved the game. Creepy leather doll. Elyon notices a pale leather doll above the left banister of the stairway. It's shaped like a creepy and bipedal creature with animal ears. It wears a pair of brown trousers, and a brown ribbon is tied to its neck. Instead of eyes, it has a pair of green buttons. Suddenly it stands up on its own. The doll is staring at Elyon. It gets closer to him and seems as if it's sniffing his scent. Elyon steps back, but the doll is already doing something else. After looking in a certain direction, it suddenly floats and dashes toward that direction at impressive speed. The doll is already out of his sight. Wasn't the capital in that direction anyway? To the marble gallery, to the courtyard, to the throne room. Saving Alucard. To the courtyard, to the throne room. Before entering the throne room, Elyon should wait for Alucard. Maybe he wants to talk to him. Before you say Alucard. Elyon is looking at Alucard. His gaze is still directed towards the moon. It's not like he's distracted or he's hesitating. His eyes are focused and determined. That is the gaze of a man who's about to accomplish his mission. Elyon asks Alucard what the matter is. Alucard turns towards him and says that it's all okay. Rather, he asks Elyon if he's ready. Elyon can say the same. After waiting for a moment, Alucard wants to know from Elyon why he decided to hunt Dracula again, wondering if it's just for revenge or what. Elyon thinks for a moment before answering. He puts his hands over the banister and looks towards the moon. He says that a long time ago he would have answered that it's because, as long as Dracula still lives, creatures of the night will never disappear. Alucard chuckles at that. He says that even if he dies, the creatures won't go anywhere, and adds that this is not why Dracula is known as the Lord of Darkness. Elyon expected such an answer. Anyway, he turns his head towards Alucard and continues saying that now it's different. To be honest, he doesn't exactly know his personal reason to defeat Dracula. Probably he's now just helping Alucard in his personal mission, and, at the same time, he's seizing the best opportunity he could ever have to complete the hunt, as long as he can count on cooperation with Alucard. Elyon adds that he started to search for the reason why he is a vampire hunter instead, but it looks like he's still far from finding the answer. Then he returns to watching the moon. Alucard puts an arm over the banister and says that it's not a bad reply. He's finally walking his own path. Elyon asks Alucard if he knows the reason why he wants to kill his father for good. As expected, Alucard won't say that reason. Yet he replies to Elyon that he found the reason indeed. If that wasn't the case, he would never have been able to use the time spell on Dracula and his castle in such a way. Elyon is looking at him. Could that be the reason why Alucard's power is so immense? Would Elyon reach such a level if he found his personal answer? Anyway, Alucard leans his back toward the banister and raises his gaze towards the sky. It seems like he has nothing else to say. When Elyon is about to turn toward the throne room, Alucard stops him for a moment. Alucard thanks Elyon for all his help. That meant a lot to him. In that way, his mission has become much more feasible to achieve. He won't forget that. Elyon didn't expect such kind words from Alucard. He doesn't know how to answer that. Elyon can't help but smile for a moment. Before he can reply, Alucard interrupts him and says that now he's ready for the last battle. They can finally enter the throne room. Alucard also gives Elyon 3 blood vials. He will need them, since he will be on the front line. When Elyon opens the door to the throne room, then Alucard will follow him inside. You opened the inventory page. 61. Blood vial. You're back in the map. To the marble gap. To the courtyard. To the throne room. Saving point. You saved the game. To the courtyard. Elyon can see the courtyard from here. In case he wants to leave the castle, he can use the bat relic and fly toward the courtyard. Alucard warns him that Elyon won't be able to return here from the courtyard, due to the forces that the castle applied to the outside of it. You quit game. Hell.